Welcome back to SFC Live. It's another late goal that is the difference for Sunderland this afternoon. Danny, frustrating one again. 91st minute this time. Tom Cannon coming up with the goal, which is the difference.
Yeah, and we talked about late goals, which are killing us over the course of the season, really, when you break it down. I think that's 6 points we've let slide now over the course of the season where we're up to. But yeah, overall, as you said there, Frankie, I think the game, it was a scrappy one throughout the middle of the pitch, really. First half, time and time again, the ball's bouncing around, crying out for somebody to put a foot on it. Little bits of quality here and there. Oshish, I think, had good moments in the game. It's quite bright out on the left-hand side. But yeah, big opportunities in terms of the game. We probably had the better of them. And obviously, when you don't take your opportunities in football, sometimes it could come back and bite you. And that proved to be the case.
Let's have a look back through the highlights from the game then and see where Sunderland could have maybe got themselves ahead in the game earlier on, because they did have opportunities, didn't they, Danny?
Yeah, even in first half, both sides really, it was like balls over the top and defensive errors or giving the ball away, which were leading to the opportunities at times. As I said, Oshish was quite bright, and obviously Isidore, I think his link-up play was good, his involvement in general play was better today as well. But yeah, I mean, Regis is going to be getting back on the coach and the players themselves, the staff, and that'll be hurting them, that one this afternoon, against the Stoke side. Hadn't won for 9 games. They looked a little bit nervy at the time, I thought, and it's the old cliche one, that you felt like they were there for the taking.
Yeah.
If we brought our A game, so to speak, and it wasn't quite there at times. Thought we were much better in the first half than what we were on Thursday down at Ewood Park. But yeah, it was a game, as the game was going on, you thought it's going to be a 1 goal either way here, and as I said, we had that good opportunity with the header from Mienda, puts it wide, and then obviously Cannon steps up for them. But yeah, just little moments like this, link-up play, said there, Isidore into Mienda. That one there, I just think he could have gone down. He's a little bit honest, he's young, isn't he? Stays on his feet, wants to go and score, but I think Linden has a little bit of a little nudge at him there. Could have gone down, possibly, give the referee a decision to make. Stoke with this one here now. Yeah, again, we weren't sure whether this was offside. It's right in front of the linesman, isn't he? 1 or 2 were appealing it. I just felt he took too long. Takes it right the way to the byline there, but if you see in the middle, there's 4 Stoke shirts waiting for the ball early. Get a good idea of this one now. And then, look there, by the time he's run it to the byline, his passing options have narrowed down, haven't they? Here's the next one now. It's ball, big diag over the top. Just in between centre-back and full-back. And Chris Mepham, I thought was excellent throughout the game, to be honest, but just feels he can get there, nick it. Cannon gets there, but then he takes a heavy touch and invites Anthony Patterson to come out and get the blocking. And then Job, trying to work himself an opening. He does, sits his Seko, I think it is, down in the first place, but Phillips gets good blocking. And Alexis, funny one for Alexis. Again, similar to Millwall for me. He had some good moments in the game. He's got a bit of energy about him, but then at times he's a little bit loose. But listen, he's obviously rusty. He's not played a lot of football. He'll be hoping he can try and get a little bit of a run in the team in that sort of midfield position, which Chris Rigg obviously has been playing and doing well. Just trying to think what else throughout the team, really. Defensively at times, I think Dennis wasn't quite there today with Dennis. Defensively at times with him, and usually when he's galloping forward and getting involved going forward at times, really. So I could see why obviously Regis made that change with Adji Elise coming on, and then we just, in that second half where we had 10-15 minutes where we were really on the ropes, weren't we? We couldn't get out of our half, we couldn't keep hold of the ball, and then made a couple of changes earlier today. I think it was 68 minutes, wasn't it, when we made the changes? Yeah. And then they sort of got us back on track a little bit, and it looked like, if we're honest, it looked like we were going to be the team who were going to go on and get the win, but obviously that wasn't the case.
Isidore poking it there just onto the post, and it hit the woodwork twice in the game.
Yeah,
of course.
One like that. Yeah, the one from Oshish deflection, which we'll see off Phillips as well, wasn't it? But just little ones like this, really. I think Oshish had some good moments in the game, and 1 or 2 other bits where he perhaps didn't make the right decision, but that's going to happen when lads aren't playing regular football and they want to come in and they want to have an impact and almost try and stake a claim for a regular place in the side. And just decision making wasn't quite there, but if they're going to play more football, and that's going to come, I think. Trey here stepping in, no pressure on him, nobody comes out to press him, Linden's backing off, decent strike and a good save, and he made a few, didn't he? And here's the penalty here now, and listen, it's Berger, isn't it? Yeah, panic set in, he's wrong side. There's not too many Sunderland players appealing it though, really. There's half a shout from someone, but to help the linesman and the ref out, they can't see it. They're looking for a lot of bodies, to be fair to them. But as you say, if VAR are involved, then yeah, that penalty is getting given all day. Oshish again, yeah, difficult one this one. Yeah, it's one of those, if it sits up and you catch it flush, it flies in the far corner, but angles against him there. And yeah, side netting, wasn't it? Look, yeah, Alexic's there, look at him there, free there. I think Meander gets his head up there, he sees him, he pulls it back to him there. What's he, 12 yards out? He's got a free strike on goal. But I thought the start of the second half, it was sort of three phases with the second half for me. We started it well for the first sort of 10 minutes. Then they got on top for 10 or 15 minutes. Then we actually finished strong, and then out of nothing. Their goal really is where they, as you said there, they brought two defenders on at the back end of the pitch, and you're probably thinking Ryan's probably happy to take the point now.
The goal kind of dropped from one of those scrappy little transitions, didn't it?
It sums it up. We'll get onto it in a minute, yeah. But it's individual errors again from our point of view, really. I think if we get a look at it, sort of when the throw-in taking on that far side, and where we don't do our jobs, you know. This is where we're a little bit naive at this moment in time where, listen boys, yeah, we want all 3 points, but looking up at the clock, 90 minutes is on there now. What we don't get on this bus with anything less than a point now. Do your jobs, see the game through, but we haven't managed to do so again. And that's what cost us in the last, well, it's cost us 3 points in the space of, 4 days, isn't it?
Good there from Chris Mappin.
Yeah, excellent from Chris, yeah. Again, doesn't give it up, does he? Gets back on the line, gets the block in. As I said, I thought general Chris was excellent this afternoon. We'll get onto it for the goal as well. So obviously I said, even Luke alongside him, you know, they brought Gallagher on, he's a big handful. Cannon's up there alongside him, he was generally quiet throughout the game. But when we get onto the goal and we'll break it down, there's sort of two errors, if you like, really, where Luke obviously loses possession, and then Chris, he's tight with Cannon, he sits on the ball, was lying on it, and as he gets up, I think Chris just gets drawn to the attention of someone making a run in behind him, and it just opens up that space for Cannon to get the strike. But it was, you know, at times it was quite an enjoyable game in the fact that it was quite an open game, you know, especially from our point of view. We prefer games like that to be open, where the onus is on them as the home side to try and come out and have a go at us, and then you're open for pockets of space to create opportunities.
This is a
and
big
here's
chance.
The big one now, yeah. Lovely ball in from Oshish, and yeah, you see he almost just sort of stabs at it, doesn't he, with his body, he sort of rocks his body. Look, just the pace is on the cross, he's just got to guide it really, either corner. But yeah, he'll be sat on the bus now thinking, he had the one at Blackburn, didn't he, late on, once they got the 2-2 when he ran through one-on-one with the keeper, and he's had that one again this afternoon. So it's not quite happening for Meander at this moment in time in front of the goal. But yeah, Oshish, I like him, you know, when he gets into the box, he's always positive. He wants to either beat his man, he wants to get a shot away. He's put some good delivery into the box as well, Oshish. So yeah, I think he was one of the positives to come out of it today. Let's have a look now. This is, yeah, Wilson's header, isn't it? Yeah, good ball in from Trey. It's quite a flat one, and he's got to generate the power himself. He's a bit further out than obviously what Meander was. Penalty spot. Gets good power on it, but just can't keep it down and work the goalkeeper. Sheesh again, is it? Yeah, this is the... Yeah, Trey Hume, isn't it? Finds his way in there. Just keep an eye on now as he pulls the trigger. Is he offside? Yeah, I think he's offside anyway. Again, not sure if the flag goes up. You see down below was there. Either way, it's behind for the goal kick, isn't it? But there's the goal now. So yeah, first one. So Connolly tries to bring it down. He's appealing for something. We switch off. Then Oshish, got to do more. You know, give him praise there. Too weak. Ends up on the floor. Luke has a loose touch, and then Chris there. And then watch now. Runs away from it. Gets attracted to, I think, Kumas in behind him. So in the space of, all that's happened in the space of 5 seconds, and there's 3 or 4 players. That's when I'm saying there, do your jobs, see it out. Oshish, stronger, you're on the touchline. He can't roll you as easy as he does. Luke wants to control it. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but it spins off his boot, gives possession to them. And then Chris there, as you see there, Cannon's on the ball, but then it just backs off 5 yards and it opens up, and it's a decent strike on his left foot. Flies past Anthony Patterson. I don't think you can lay any fault at Pato there. You know, it's past him, decent strike, but it's a sickening, as you say. Again, we're into the last 5 minutes of the game and we're getting back on the coach for nothing.
Yeah, very frustrating for those players as well.
Yeah.
Being so disciplined, I imagine, through the Christmas period as well, and the sacrifices they make as well. But they're coming away ultimately today with nothing. There was a few knockings on the door late on, but
yeah, he's offside, Luke, isn't he? Yeah, the keeper actually fumbles it. He made some good saves, but yeah, I think Luke's within his rights to go for it, but he is offside once we've seen the replay there. And then Stoke, yeah, that's them over the line. Obviously, Ryan will be delighted. Dean Whitehead, staff there, getting his clean sheet, getting the win, and trying to get their season back on track.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's have a look at the scores from around the doors this afternoon then in the Championship, please. And you'll see in the early kickoffs, it was Norwich City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Preston North End 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Sheffield United 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. In the 3 p.m s, Blackburn Rovers 0, Hull City 1, Bristol City 3, Portsmouth 0, Coventry City 0, Millwall 0, Oxford United 2, Plymouth Argyle 0, Swansea City 2, Luton Town 1, Watford 1, Cardiff City 2. You know about our game, and then later on it's Derby County versus Leeds United and Borough versus Burnley. Let's have a look at the league table. Sunderland, of course, not going anywhere north of the position where they were. In fact, they stay the same because Blackburn are still to play. And reading down with Sunderland on 44 points, Watford on 37, and Blackburn couldn't overtake us anyway.
Yeah, it's disappointing, isn't it? Because you see there, obviously, Burnley have got to play this evening, and Leeds as well. So they'll be looking at the results, thinking, Sheffield United have slipped up, Sunderland have slipped up as well, and obviously Watford. So there's a couple of results there gone in our favour ourselves. So we'd be sat on joint third with Burnley as things stand if we had picked up the 3. But yeah, it's another blip. It's on the road, and obviously big ones are coming out against the league leaders on New Year's Day.
And that's where we go next. Sunderland are at home. Let's just have a look at the bottom. Plymouth, their woes continue. Rock bottom. Not really cut adrift just yet.
No, still within reach, only if they can get another win on the board. But they've had some poor results of late, haven't they? So, yeah, scrapping away a few teams down there.
Next game is that one Danny just mentioned. New Year's Day, 8 p.m. kickoff. Yep. It's the strangest kick-off time I think I've ever had to do, but 8 p.m. kick-off on New Year's Day is where Sunderland go next. Here at the Stadium of Light against Sheffield United. 8 p.m. kick-off means we'll be on FM 7:15. We'll see you then.